welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy and having a lovely day. So today I'm going to be doing a friendship reading on two members of 17, Vernon and Seungkwan, as requested by you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this reading. As usual, I would just want to make a quick disclaimer that I'm not going to divulge too much into their personal lives out of respect for them and for whomever I do a reading about in the future. I also have a TikTok account now, so if you guys want to follow me there, you can find the link as well as the link to my private readings and other things in my description box below. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, let's just get started into the reading. Hi guys, so as usual, I like to start my readings by getting a little bit of an overview into the person I'm doing a reading about, especially if I haven't done a reading for them before. With Vernon and Seungkwan's friendship, I do see that they are very close with one another. With the Nine of Cups, they make each other very happy. They have very good banter. Everything feels very easy, and like there's just a lot of laughing and happiness is what I'm seeing. They have been friends for a long time. I do see that with the King of Pentacles. It's just that in their friendship, I do see that there's been, you know, phases in their friendship where they've gotten close and far and close, like kind of like drifted away a little bit. Like basically their friendship has gone through a lot of cycles of rebirths is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, there have been times when maybe they fight about things and then they get close again, and then they give their friendship a new life, you know, and then, but you know, they're constant. They're each other's constant. I see with the King of Pentacles, Vernon is always going to be in Seungkwan's life, and Seungkwan is always going to be in Vernon's life. But you know, in friendships it's normal. Sometimes you kind of like get a bit far from someone and then you get close again. You just go through these phases, which I think is absolutely normal. But they have a very good friendship. It feels very lighthearted, very easy, very happy, very fun. Yeah, so with a Hanged Man, I do see that they sometimes don't see eye to eye. Yeah, sorry, one second, let me just grab one more card. Sorry, I'm laughing because I got this sense when I picked up the first card earlier. Anything else, guys? One more card, or is it just these two? Okay, yes. We have a lot of pentacles, you guys. We have the King of Pentacles and now the Knight of Pentacles. So like I mentioned, they are constant in each other's lives. None of them are going to go anywhere anytime soon. Vernon and Seungkwan are going to be friends for a very long time. I do see that sometimes, though, with the Hanged Man and the Two of Wands, they don't see eye to eye. Seungkwan and Vernon both have strong opinions about things. Maybe one has a stronger opinion than the other, and sometimes they bicker because of that. Not really bickering, but they just don't have the same outlook in life, which is normal, right? They don't have the same outlook, and because of that, sometimes their relationship, their friendship gets halted and it can't really go anywhere, because I feel like one of them is a little bit stubborn. So when they're having conversations about something, the other one is like, come, let's agree to disagree, kind of thing. And the other one's like, no, like, how come you don't see it like that? Fine, I'm leaving. And the other person's like, well, okay, then we're just kind of like in limbo here. We're not gonna head anywhere anytime soon. Like, as in, so I do feel like in terms of discussion, sometimes they have disagreements and things like that, but they do care about one another a lot. So anything else, guys, in regards to their friendship? Oops. Yeah, with the Tower in reverse, they've rebuilt their friendship. So I did sense that in the beginning. So obviously I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I do feel like I mentioned to you guys, their friendship has gone through a lot of cycles of rebirth. So there have been times when they kind of weren't as close as they used to be before, because I do sense with the Tower here, they have rebuilt their friendship again. There was a period in time where they weren't as close. Maybe there was an argument or something like that lasted for a little bit longer than usual, but they are now in a very good period again. They have rebuilt their friendship. Yeah, they're no longer fighting as much. They were just butting heads. They had very different outlooks about things, very different perceptions about things too. And because of that, sometimes things felt like they weren't moving or progressing in the right direction. And I feel like this frustration, there's this energy of frustration. So sometimes it can get frustrating, but now things are better. As you can see, the Five of Wands and the Tower is in reverse. They don't bicker as much anymore. They're trying to see things eye to eye, and they're rebuilding their friendship is what I'm sensing. So okay guys, now let's focus on how does Seungkwan see Vernon. So let's see, how does Seungkwan see Vernon? Let's grab a few oracles first. How does Seungkwan see Vernon? Oops. Wow. Wow. Okay. So a lot of messages here. What did I say about they're each other's constant? They're going to be in each other's lives for a very long time. So Seungkwan sees Vernon as someone who is not just a friend. He is basically like a home, you know, like with the wombat spirit and the beaver spirit. It's like a very strong foundation. They have very, very strong foundation in their friendship. So really, Vernon is one of those core people that I think means so much to Seungkwan, really. So he can be himself when he's around Vernon. He feels at home when he's around Vernon. He also thinks that Vernon is someone who is very, very smart. Like I mentioned, they have very different outlooks in life. I feel like they have very different personalities too, but that's actually something that Seungkwan respects quite a bit from Vernon. He feels like Vernon's able to see the big picture, able to see things from a different perspective than Seungkwan, able to kind of conceptualize things and make Seungkwan go, oh, you're right, okay, yeah, let's do it that way. So he does really look up to Vernon. He does think that Vernon is actually someone who is very, very smart and someone who is very, very respectable to Seungkwan. So anything else in regards to how Seungkwan sees Vernon? Oops. Okay. So we have the Ace of Wands and the World. Oh my goodness, guys. Seungkwan really, really cares a lot about Vernon. Wow. Yeah, so I think they did go through a difficult time in their friendship in the past because, like I mentioned, there was a time when they weren't as close, and I do sense that that was actually quite a difficult time for Seungkwan. With the Eight of Cups here, I feel like he felt quite isolated, and he actually felt quite sad and lonely, not being able to be as close to Vernon, because Vernon means the world to Seungkwan, as you guys can see here. He thinks that's Seungkwan thinks that Vernon is someone who has so many talents, who is able to just achieve whatever he sets his mind into. He thinks that Vernon is someone who is so very passionate, very entrepreneurial. He actually thinks that Vernon has a lot of talents that he hasn't necessarily shown to people, but he gets to see glimpses of it and he thinks, wow, you know. So with the Ace of Wands, I do see that Vernon is someone who is very creative, very artistic, as you can see here with like the wand and the flowers that are blooming from the wand. It's almost like he's able to see the possibility in everything. So it's almost as if someone goes like, oh, but maybe we shouldn't do that. But Vernon's like, no. If we do that, maybe it will lead to this. It can grow into something else and then grow into something else. So he sees possibilities. He sees promise in a lot of things. And that's something that Seungkwan sometimes isn't able to do, and so he really admires that about Vernon. So anything else, guys, in regards to how Seungkwan sees Vernon? How does Seungkwan see Vernon? Okay. Okay, so so with anxiety and door to romance here, I do feel like Vernon is is a big source of anxiety for Seungkwan sometimes, as I mentioned with the Ace of Cups, with the Eight of Cups too. I just feel like sometimes they just don't see eye to eye. But this is only like this because obviously Vernon means so much to Seungkwan. Seungkwan really, really cares about Vernon. But yeah, guys, so now let's see what Vernon means to Seungkwan. Sorry, Seungkwan means to Vernon. Sorry about that. What does Seungkwan mean to Vernon? How does Vernon see Seungkwan? How does Vernon see Seungkwan? Oh, there's a lot of cards that have jumped out. Oh my goodness. Okay. he does feel like, I'm gonna start here. He does feel like sometimes Seungkwan isn't able to live in the present. Okay, sometimes Seungkwan is always just go, 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 very busy. Life is just at 100 miles an hour, and it's difficult for Seungkwan to be present. Like, he's always kind of either worrying about the future or worrying about the past, but he's not really there in the present. And sometimes Vernon wished that he would just be more grateful about the small things, because I feel like sometimes Seungkwan has the tendency to chase after things. He just wants to run after things. He wants A, so he's going to get A. But then sometimes, you know, every day he gets a lot of like crumbs of blessings, and I feel like because he's so focused on chasing A, he doesn't see these little crumbs of happiness, of blessing. So Vernon really wishes that Seungkwan would be able to be grateful for those little things and be more present instead of focusing too much on the future or on the past. I also do see that, yeah. So he also does see that he feels like Seungkwan has a lot of great ideas. It's just that sometimes he doesn't know how to bring his ideas to life. With the electric eel, it's almost like he's so charged. There's so much energy. It's almost like moving, like, but he needs to calm down a little bit and just kind of like breathe and just bring his ideas into life, because I feel like sometimes he's just, as I mentioned before, he's just always like 100 miles an hour, moving. He just needs to slow down a little bit. Vernon feels like he thinks Seungkwan is someone who has so much to give to the world. With the cow spirit, the miracles are endless. It's almost as if every day Seungkwan does something and Vernon's like, oh my god, like, dude, that's so good. Like, that's a new side of you I haven't seen before. Or like, oh, definitely, you should work on that. You should do that. Like, he really respects Seungkwan too. He really thinks that Seungkwan is someone who has a multitude of talents, and he just wants to see Seungkwan grow. So this friendship feels very supportive of one another. They want to see each other thrive and everything. I think that's why sometimes they butt heads, because obviously they care about each other, one another a lot. So yeah, and it almost feels more like family banter, you know. It's like brothers instead of just friends, because they're very close. Also, with the vulture spirit, I see that Vernon thinks that Seungkwan is someone who is very resilient, as well as able to make something out of nothing. With nothing is wasted. So it's like, if someone's like, okay, it's like we're down in the dumps, what should we do now? Seungkwan's like, okay, this is what we do. We can make this better. We can spin this to actually benefit us. So that's something that is that Seungkwan is able to do. Nothing is ever wasted in Seungkwan's eyes. Everything is like an opportunity for something else. So anything else, guys, in regards to how Vernon sees Seungkwan? Oh, that was quick. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups, Death, 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands. So Vernon does, wait, let me just move this really quickly so you guys can see everything. Okay, like I mentioned, Seungkwan is always moving 100 miles. Like, he's always on the go, and yeah, Vernon thinks that Seungkwan is always moving, and he's gonna get more and more successful as time goes by. He does feel that sometimes things are difficult with Seungkwan when they're communicating with the Death and the 7 of Wands, because the problem here is that when they're having arguments or a different in opinion, it's very easy for Seungkwan to say, okay, you know what, never mind, bye, like, just shut him off completely. Whereas Vernon's like, no, come, let's talk it out. Let's discuss this. How can we see eye to eye? But Seungkwan sometimes has the tendency to just shut down, and that's something that really bothers Vernon, because that's not something that he wants in his friendships. He wants to be able to be honest and open with one another and be able to discuss not just the good things but also the difficult things, is what I'm seeing. Also, with the Page of Cups in reverse, I'm getting the sense that sometimes Seungkwan isn't able to be very honest about his feelings. He shuts down his feelings, or maybe he hides his feelings from people. And that's something that Vernon wishes that Seungkwan wouldn't do too. But all in all, He thinks that Seungkwan is so passionate, so creative, so ambitious, as well as someone who just has so much going for them. Like, he thinks the world of Seungkwan, especially with the 8 of Wands and the 6 of Wands here. He thinks that Seungkwan is just a winner. He's gonna be good at everything he does. Like, as long as he put his mind into something, he will achieve it no matter what. So he does think very highly of Seungkwan. So anything else, guys? He does see that, as you can see, beauty, dare to be tender and strongly vulnerable. Like, he wishes Seungkwan would allow himself to be more vulnerable, because I feel like sometimes Seungkwan is so careful and he hides his feelings, his true emotions. So if someone's going like, Seungkwan, are you okay? Maybe he goes, yeah, I'm fine, everything's okay. But Vernon wishes that Seungkwan would be able to be more open about his feelings and be vulnerable. Like, there's nothing weak or there's nothing bad about saying that you're feeling hurt or saying that you're feeling insecure about something and things like that. So there is beauty in vulnerability and being open with your feelings and being open with each other, is what Vernon feels about Seungkwan. Another thing is, like I mentioned, he wishes Seungkwan could be more present instead of always worrying about the future or the past, because he is quite he's got a little bit of an anxious energy, as we could see here in the previous card. He has a little bit of an anxious energy. So Vernon wishes that he could just be present, have a cup of tea in the garden, and find yourself in a good book. He wishes that Seungkwan would make time for these things. So anything else, guys? What's going to happen to their friendship in the future? I mean, obviously, we've already seen that they're going to be constants in each other's lives. But anything else in regards to Vernon and Seungkwan's friendship? Oh. Okay, so we have Door to Value and 7th Chakra Archangel Uriel. I see that in the future, they are going to start seeing more eye to eye. I see that with a crown chakra. They're going to start being able to connect and discuss a lot of more like spiritual things. I feel like it's starting now, where they're starting to open up and be curious about things, but I feel like in the future they are going to start being able to connect more and talk about more philosophical things and esoteric things and just the world in general, have really deep conversations kind of thing. Also, with a Door to Value, they bring a lot of luck into each other's lives, their friendship. So I do see that they are going to reach a lot more success as time goes by in their friendship together. They're going to cha-ching make money together, is what I'm seeing. Anything else, guys, in regards to Seungkwan and Vernon's friendship in the future? Wowza. So they are going to get closer and closer. I mean, you guys probably, if you've seen my videos before, you guys have probably know by now that the Sun is my absolute favorite card ever. I mean, I'm sure a lot of tarot readers will say the same, because the Sun is literally just like the sun just shining on your face. It feels so warm and so happy, joyous, everything. So their friendship is getting better day by day. It's getting stronger day by day. And yeah, I do see that they are going to be in each other's lives for years and years to come. Really, their friendship brings a lot of happiness into their lives, and it's just filled with love, basically. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys are being kind to yourselves. I hope that you're taking care of yourselves. And yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And I really hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye!